Steve, welcome to our workshop and to Ferric Wood Stuff. Well, this is going to be the final episode for making the stool for the Morris chair, and this is the final piece, all done, and this is how we completed it. Well, this is the continuation of the stool for the accompanying the Morris chair. Last time we got up to making the legs and putting the Morrises in, so now we're just going to start putting the tenons on the end of the rails. Well, we're going to do the finish the tenons off now, and we've rough cut them, but we need to get the cheeks right and the ears right. Now there's some specialised tools we can use for this, a rebating block plane or a rabbiting block plane, shoulder plane, or a router plane, and I've got a couple, an oldish one and a newish one. But the rules of this game is we can't have any fancy tools, and the best tool for it is a routing plane, so we're going to make one. I think Paul Sellers called them a poor man's routing plane. Anyway, it's nothing more than a piece of wood. We'll drill a hole and put our chisel into it. So this is going to be our router plane, and it's just a bit of pine. It's nice and smooth at the bottom, so we'll just drill a hole through. Really, I want to get it at about 45 degrees. So we're going to start. So we're just going to knock that through until we can get the blade coming out. So we need to get that out so it's actually scraping that face. So if we tip it, that sort of retracts the blade, and obviously I'll extend the blade. Let's go back a bit. Now if it doesn't hold, if it's not tight enough, we can always put a wedge, little wooden wedge in there, which I'll probably do anyway. So we'll give it a go. Not the sharpest thing in the world, is it, that? So you can actually use the poor man's router plane with the chisel and the piece of wood, but to be honest, it was a pain. So I relented and got my router planes out and finished off all the rest of the tenons this way. So once all the tenons are completed and they fit into the mortises on the legs, it's time to look at the slats. Between the top and the bottom rail on the sides of this stool there will be a number of slats. So I've got some thinner material, and we're just going to square up the edge and then take them down to the size required. So I've resurrected what I used to call my thinness jig for doing it's a planing board really, piece of MDF, square stop on the end for doing thin stock. Right, these are going to make the slats on the sides, so just need to get them down to thickness really. Aiming for about 11 millimeters. So once I've got all the slat material to the thickness that I want, I'm just going to cut the various slats to the lengths. I just see the boards that we started off with were a little bit wider, so I actually sawed the boards in half to make the smaller slats. So yeah, I've just made an impromptu shooting board to go with this plane. So there's a bit of don't know what it is, probably 9mm MDF, some 6mm not hardboard, 6mm ply, and just a scrap of oak. So I've got that pressed against there. So that's acting as my fence. Then just go away and shoot away really. Push that up against there. Probably would be better if it was all glued and the like, but looks like it's doing the job. We'll just check it with a square. Yeah, it does the job. And we'll just set that down to its size. So that we've got all the pieces going, plus a few extras. Now I need to work out, to be honest, how I actually fit these into the cross rails. I guess we're going to mortise and tenon them. On the chair itself, I actually ran a channel and filled it in with blocks, but mainly that because it was on a curve. These are just straight, so I think it's mortise and tenon. Just need to space them out, mark them out, and start chopping. So I've marked out for the mortises, and then I've transferred them marks onto the other rails. So it's going to be the same again, really. Drill, and then chop it out with a chisel. I nearly forgot what I was going to chop it out with then. Right, I'm going to have to get another chisel, mainly because, I'll be honest with you, I was going to make these ½ inch, or about 13 milli, but all the offcuts I had left wasn't thick enough. It was so it's 11 milli I've made it, so I just need a smaller chisel to get down the middle. This is a 10 millimeters. I'm not sure what the equivalent is. It's 3/8, I think. These are really old chisels, an old Stanley set, but they were my stepfather's, God bless him. Not with us anymore, but standing the test of time. I'm taking my time and being careful because there's no shoulder, so I'm just going to get it bang on to the lines, to be honest. Bit of a mistake, really. Just got a even smaller one now, just to dig all the rubbish out. Well, that's the first one done. Doesn't look too bad. Now, because I'm limited to the offcuts, I've had to use a piece that's got the start of a split there. So I've got this epoxy, so I'm just going to put some epoxy in it. Really could have done with some thinner stuff. This is quite thick, so I'm not sure it'll run through. We'll just push it in best we can. Well, we'll let that dry and see how it turns out. Still definitely on the final run now. Just need to break all these sharp corners. Normally I'd go around with a router but anyway, I'm just going to use a little block plane, keeping it to hand tools. And then just finish it off with a bit of sandpaper. Soften them up a bit. Right, I'll give everything that same treatment, all apart from the slaps, which I'll do after I've glued them. So the final act is just going to put a bit of an angle on the legs, so I've must marked it out, coming in about 1/4 of an inch up to nothing. So start with a plane and knock that off. So when all the tapers are completed on the legs, then I soften the corners once again using the block plane and some 120 grit with the sanding block. So the last piece to make is some cleats that run inside the top rail, and then we'll put a piece of plywood on there and acts as a base, so the cushion can sit on it. Here I'm just drilling and countersinking, so I can screw it into them upper rails. So with all the pieces made, it's time to do a dry fit assembly. Let's see what it looks like. The final act, very similar to the chair. I'm just going to pillow over these legs, sort of start it round and then taper it up and to the centre. Just using a rasp and then finishing off with sandpaper, a finish rasp. As you'll see, I'm going back onto my old bench. That workmate did a job, but it's solo, it just does me back in. So probably the most important tool in the workshop, if you're going to go into sort of woodwork, is get yourself a decent bench. I made this just from construction timber, and it does a great job. Just had a thought, if you haven't got a rasp, an engineering file will do, and I'll just show you. So it's just a cheapo engineering file, and that'll do the job just as well. And this is just some 120 grit. So it's just got a slight pillow feeling on the top. Right. 3 more legs to do. So once that's all done, it's time for the glue up. So this is a quick run through of gluing up.
I've just cut a ply panel just to sit on there, and then when the cushion arrives, I've got it from the same place where I got the ones from the chair, so it's the same material and the like and same colour. It will just sit in there. So the only thing left to do now is to apply the finish, and it'll be the same as the chair. I'll be using Danish oil. Usual finish, so it's Danish oil. Put it on with a brush and then let it soak in for a bit, and then wipe it off with a rag. So this is the finished article, all glued up and all the finish applied. It's come up quite nice. As you'll just see, there's a gentle slope, angle on there. It's probably not my best work, but seeing the tools that we use, I think it's come out pretty nice, to be honest. The cushion that sits on those cleats, firstly, I've just used a bit of plywood. Notched it out in the corners. Then hopefully that sits in there. I get it right way around. Yeah, there you go. So pretty snug fit. Then on top of that, there's a cushion. I got these made to measure off Amazon, to be honest. Anybody wants to know, just drop me a note in the comments and I'll give you where they got them from. You specify the size and the finish you want on it. And that's the stool done. So I'll show you some photos with it, with a chair in situ. Seeing we've just completed a project just using basic hand tools in the main, I just thought I'd show you my latest activity. There's no video for this one, but I've just made basically a machine bed, because we've got a new machine in the shop. Yeah, we've gone full out CNC. I've got a project or a job to do in sort of refurbishing the kitchen, and so we're actually going to make the doors, the kitchen cabinet doors on this, and hopefully that'll pay for it. Fingers crossed. Anyway, thanks for watching the Morris chair and the Morris chair stool, and hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, consider subscribing, and give it a like if you liked it. Thanks for watching again. See you again soon.